对纽约市公校有监管职权的教育政策小组，原本应在10月投票决定是否与运营特殊高中入学考试的 NCS Pearson 公司继续签署5年合作，但这项投票却2次被推迟。围绕是否通过合同的争议，集中在考试本身的公平性、合同成本及特殊高中存续的合理性等问题。12日，纽约市议员庄文仪、纽约州议员寇顿的华裔代表贺博士、纽约州议员郑永嘉、侯任州参议员陈学礼等民代同教育界、学生家长等近100人冒着严寒前往纽约市府发声，敦促小组尽快批准 SHAT 合同。对于特殊高中入学考试 SHAT 合同问题的意见，数十名华人家长到场支持，呼吁尽快通过该合同。根据1971年通过的赫克特卡兰德拉 Hector-Calandra Act 州法案，标准化考试是进入特殊高中的唯一录取标准。教育政策小组对合同的无期限拖延甚至故意抗拒，实则是在破坏州法。全市公立高中现有2万余名7年级学生，若 SHAT 合同不被通过，他们将无法参与下一届考试。SHAT 支持者表示，该考试提供了一个公平、不昂贵且择优录取的入学标准，让能力足够的学生可以进入竞争更为激烈的8所特殊高中。但反对者认为，考试对残疾学生、英语学习生并不公平。SHAT 或许不是完美的，但这也是唯一公平的考试。SHAT 考试由州法决定，教育政策小组并没有权利决定特殊高中入学方式。有关 SHAT 存续的意识形态争论极具分裂性。SHAT 为亚裔群体实现美国梦提供了重要途径，而对于特殊高中内非洲裔、西语裔学生不足的批评，并未提出如何系统性提高这两族裔的教育成果，只会加深亚裔社区对政府的不信任，停止政治化 SHAT。多名7年级学生表示，他们的许多同学都已经开始准备 SHAT 考试。我们中的许多人已经爱上了一些特殊高中，剥夺我们的机会是不公平的。目前，布鲁伦布鲁克林华人学生最密集的第20学区已通过决议，呼吁教育政策小组尽快通过该合同。
我带领下和 Commonwealth Caucus 所有的市议员，还有我们布鲁克林的州众议员 Lester 和Steve Chang Senator Elect Steve Chang 都来反对，要求我们 PEP 马上通过这个 contract， 这样子我们才能使得明年我们的孩子继续有 SAT 的 test， 这样子我们特殊高中才能小孩子才能继续进入特殊高中。现在的情况是，这些合同马上要到期，12月底到期，但是他们没有 renew 这个 contract， 就意味着明年我们小孩子没有这个考试的机会，所以非常紧急，让大家出来发声，把这件事要求 PEP 通过这个 contract。
Thank you very much for coming in such a cold and brutal weather. But this is a very important issue for our community. And for many people, taking the test is a one way, it's probably the most possible way for us to achieve our American dreams. Today we're here to fight, to renew the contract, and to preserve the American dreams for our children. All right, without further ado, let's welcome our council member, Susan Zong.
Thank you everyone for coming, and I know it's very cold, and I want to thank my colleague, Council Member Bob Holden, and also other members from Common Sense Caucus, and a lot of City Council members, Congress members, and also state elected officials speak up for this issue. A lot of people know I'm the first Chinese American city council from Brooklyn, and I do represent a district with large immigrants and also large Asians. A lot of time we heard from the community, oh, Asian kids go to the specialized high school. We need to change the test. This is personal attack for me. This is racist. And also, people doesn't realize who goes to the specialized high school. They're not the rich kids who can afford private tutor or private schools. These kids come from hard-working, low and middle-income immigrant families. They don't have a lot of access to all the tutoring. The only thing they have, working hard. And also, then they can go to the top high school, some called specialized high schools. Any further delay engage the abilities of the thousands of students who apply for admission to the city's specialized high schools. We cannot play the academic future of those students who can least to have their futures interfered with. And we are facing the delay of the renewing the contract. The unnecessary delay seems to be about playing political games rather than put the kids' best interest. Fail to approve this contract could create chaos in the admission process, which perhaps will politically benefit to some groups or some people. But this is not what our kids deserve. This contract cannot hold hostage in order to satisfy political groups. Students get caught in the middle of these fights. Also, as the first Chinese American city council to represent Brooklyn, as an immigrant, as the mother of 2 children go to public school, I take this issue personally. And I believe these games is a direct contact on my constituents. Also, it's a direct contact to our immigrant families.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
We should not be dividing our communities, but coming together for the best interest of children. We should not divide any community against each other. The Asian American community, especially for the immigrant community, is being used as scapegoat for the government failure to invest in our children. Asian students do not want to treat any different than their peers. They want to study. They want to work hard. They also want to contribute to their futures. The government needs to respond to the needs of all communities, not pick one community against the other. PEP must approve this contract as soon as possible. This is really no other choice. This is the best interest of everyone, especially the students we all supposed to represent. And also, I want to share some data. Who take those tests? 90% kids are immigrant families. We are talking about supporting the families, supporting low-income families. Why come to the immigrant family wants better education? They get attacked on. And also, I got the data yesterday. More than 8,000 kids from Brooklyn take this test. This is my borough. We need this test. And we have more than 4,000 students from Bronx take the test. We have more than 6,000 students from Queens take the test. We have more than 3,000 kids from Manhattan take the test. It's a test for everyone. You can choose to take. And there's nothing should be against those kids to taking those tests. And every kid should have their choice for education. Every kid deserves the best education. That's what we are here for. That we get elected to represent our kids. I want to thank everyone here today to speak up for this issue. And also, we have to renew the contract.
We need the contract!
Renew the contract!
We need the contract!
Renew the contract!
Stop playing politics.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Councilmember Zhang. Next, let's welcome another fighter for the community, Councilmember Bob Holden.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan, Chang, for being a great common sense caucus colleague and for holding this press conference. But this is, again, we know the attack on the SATs has been going on for quite some time because they're trying to deny a certain population from having a level playing field. So here, Susan went over about the Pearson contract. They're playing politics. We know that, and because they want to get their way. The radicals want that. They don't like to have a level playing field. They don't like success. They don't want to reward success. But that's the American way. You work hard, you'll be successful, right?
Yes.
So PEP's delay of approving the SAT appears to be an attempt to sabotage the test. We know they were trying for years, and now they're trying to do what? Roundabout way to do it, by stalling. That's a tactic that many far left groups are using. So this is it's not a policy choice. This is certainly something that has been etched. This is one of the most successful programs, by the way, these specialized high schools. It's proven. World leaders, U.S. leaders come from these specialized schools. So why are we playing politics? PEP should not pander to special interest groups, and that's what they're doing right here. So the future of tens of thousands of kids are tied into these 8 specialized high schools. You are jeopardizing their career, PEP. You are jeopardizing kids' careers. That's disgraceful, and we're not going to stand for it.
Jeopardizing our country.
Yes, not voting this contract divides up New York's kids and parents without solving any of their problems. So this is a division. This is what they do. So let's not fall prey to that. We're going to keep pushing, folks. We're not going to stand for this. And again, let's all speak with one voice. Reward success and stop trying to hinder and keep out certain students, immigrant students. So, I'm so proud that, of Susan in our council because she stood with us in the Common Sense Caucus. This is about common sense, isn't it?
Yes.
This is about working hard, you will be rewarded. Isn't that, like I mentioned before, the American way?
Right.
So what they're trying to do, they're politicizing the SATs, and we're not going to stand for this. The mayor's got to step in. He's got the majority of the appointments on PEP. So let's go again. I'm going to tell the mayor, put your money where your mouth is. You believe in the SATs and specialized high schools, then get this done now. Thank you so much.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Next, let's welcome our State Assemblyman, Lester Chang.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan, for bringing this important issue. Bob, thank you very much. And the Common Sense Caucus, thank you, Steve, to be here. I'm Lester Chang, Assemblyman, representing Southern Brooklyn. And as Susan said, I'm one of the few Chinese who represent in Brooklyn, and I am amazed at how many students who've taken the test. Those statistics you found yesterday, that's about almost 40,000 students who've taken the test. What happened to meritocracy? What happened to hard work to reward these students, hardworking students? And as a state representative, we hold the line on preserving SHSAT. I support this SHSAT test. Now it's down to the city level. As Bob Holden says, it's politicking on the far left, politicking on the city level. The state approved it. We support it. The Common Sense Caucus support it. Parents of immigrants support this. They want this test. So why are they delaying this? And Bob Holden's right. The mayor holds the vast majority of the board seat for PEP. Let's make it work. And Mayor, you hear this. If you support our cause, our common sense, and our immigrant parents, you should have the board all approve and pass this PEP test and PEP contract. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Lester.
Next, let's welcome our State Senator-elect, Steve Chang.
Thank you,
you, everyone. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Lester. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for having me here, Larry. Hi, my name is Steve Chang. I'm a senator-elect representing South Brooklyn. But today I represent all the hardworking families and all the great students of New York City.
All right. Yeah.
My daughter and I sat there on the kitchen table for 8 years, and we built a habit. We built the habit of studying. My daughter today is in one of those specialized high schools. She is in Staten Island Tech. She's a sophomore in there. And I saw the dedication that she had every day for many years just to take this SHSAT, because that's her gateway to success. Just like tens of thousands of our students, our great students who work hard every single day, who forego computer games, who forego many other activities. They studied all their lives just so they can try and excel. And we are here today to tell the mayor and the PEP, why are we denying them? Is it the money, $8 million, $13 million, what is it? We have $7 billion to spend on Floyd Bennett Field. We don't have $10 million for the Pearson test? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Mr. Mayor, I am here. I am asking you, be my friend, be all of our friends. Let's sign the contract. Let's get these kids to where they're going. You know what? My daughter is the daughter of a police officer. She is the daughter of an NYPD police sergeant. She's not privileged. She never had any tutors. These are hardworking kids. Let's get them to where they want to go. Let's test everybody. Let's help them along the way to lead our country. These are our future scientists, our future leaders. We need them. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Next, today we have two special guests. They are two commissioners representing New York State AAPI Commission. Let's welcome Commissioner Dr. Tim Lau and Tai Shaw.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Lau. I work in the Department of New York City Department of Education for how long? 35 years. So I know this exam very, very well, okay? Students who take this exam, they must be very good in math and English. That's why they have very high score and get into those specialized high school. Stuyvesant High School, Bronx Science High School, and Brooklyn Tech High School, and other 5 high schools. Okay, some of the people said that because of the Chinese parents, they had money, they send their kid to tutoring school. That's not true, because I know the students who make it to these high schools, they are very low income family. Not like myself, I'm not rich, I'm poor, okay? My children, I never tell my children, you have to get into specialized high school. Because why they make it? Because they have a solid educational background in elementary school, in junior high school. That's why they take the test. They make it, okay? Some of them, they involve education and politics. Few years ago, they always go to Albany, cancel this specialized high school exam. That's not right, okay? Because this exam is for our kids. They study really, really hard, fulfill their American dream. They get into a very good high school and then go to college, and then later on they have a good job. Okay, that's an American dream. Okay, they all our family. They come from Hong Kong, China, and even Taiwan. They're not rich at all. Please, the place in this country. Let our students take this exam and then move on to next school year. Okay, everybody approve this country. Let's go. Approve this country.
Yes.
Pass the contract. Don't involve politics with the education, please. Thank you very much.
Pass the contract! 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 Pass the contract!
Good afternoon. It is important that we stand all together here at the AAPI community. And, you know, as of today, at 3 o'clock, Governor Hochul has been created a task force. The AAPI now have representation. And we're going to fight with you. We're going to stand with you soon, with all of you. So, you know, we're asking, we all be patient, right? We know justice is going to be done. So Susan, we're so proud of you. And continue to fight, and we are supporting you, standing with you. We are going to be talking about AA flagging across the state of New York.
Great.
We're going to stand with you. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you. The two commissioners, I want to say a few words. This is a guy, the boat boy from Vietnam when he was, 9 years old. Dr. Lau was actually an orphan and came to the United States, achieved their American dreams. And speaking of low-income family, I want to say one real thing. I went to Marvel Housing one night, knocking the doors, and the Chinese lady opened the door and invited me. I saw a Harvard diploma and a picture of this gentleman shaking hands with a NASA commissioner. So I asked her, who's this guy? She says, my son. And I asked her, do you know English? She said, unfortunately, no. I don't know English, I don't know Chinese, I don't know nothing. But my kid worked very hard. He went to Stevenson, and after that he went to Harvard. He's now working as a top niche scientist for this country. So this is why we need to preserve the contract. Okay?
Pass the contract!
Pass the contract!
Pass the contract!
Pass the contract!
Pass the contract! Pass the contract!
All right, next, let's welcome another fighter of the community, our council member, David Carr.
Let's go!
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I want to thank my Common Sense Caucus colleagues, Council members Susan Chang and Bob Holden for bringing us all together here today. I want to thank Assemblyman Lester Chang and Senator-elect Steve Chan for their leadership in championing this issue. We need to stop the war on excellence. We need to promote those in our student population, our public school students, who are among the best and the brightest, because they are literally the key to our future. And we do that through things like Gifted and Talented program. We do that through things like our specialized high schools. Our specialized high schools are the gems of the New York City public school system. They are phenomenal institutions. I'm very proud to represent Staten Island Tech as part of my district. We need to make sure that the contract gets renewed for another term and moves forward so that these schools can continue to serve the best and brightest of New York City. We need to pass that contract. Pass the contract.
Pass the contract!
Thank you so much, and thank you to all the advocates for doing that, all that you can to bring this issue to the fore.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, council member. And we're so proud of the New York City Council Common Sense Caucus. I'm sure, look at today, the caucus is going to become bigger and bigger. More and more people are going to become part of this Common Sense Caucus.
Yes.
All right, next let's welcome Lisa Marks from Place, New York City.
Yes, Lisa.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Lisa Marks, and I am a born and raised New Yorker. I'm a teacher, I'm a parent of 3 New York City students, and I am the co-president of Place NYC. Well, here we are again. First, I want to thank Council Member Susan Chang and the Common Sense Caucus of the City Council for organizing this rally today. I wish I could say I am happy to be here. I am not. It is not a celebratory occasion that parents, teachers, community leaders, and students have to be here today to continue to advocate that the specialized high schools, some of the most successful and world-renowned schools, producing 14 Nobel Prize winners and opening countless pathways to prosperity and the American dream for low-income and public school students, that these successful schools, by every metric, are once again under attack. The issue is simple. New York State law requires a test for entry to the specialized high schools. There is no other means of entry. The test is the law. That test, called the SHSAT, is developed and administered by a vendor, in this case Pearson Inc., which requires a contract to do so. The old contract is now expired, and it cannot be extended or renewed. New York City DOE negotiated for a new contract over many months and went through a fair bidding process, asking for a computerized version of the SHSAT. This is 100% in line with the computerized state tests that 3rd through 8th graders take, computerized AP tests, computerized SATs and PSATs and computerized iReady and MAP tests that all New York City students take several times a year. It is nearly 2025. New York City students are digitally savvy. But now at the 12th hour, a few rogue voices on the PEP are claiming a disingenuous argument that they fear a digitized SHSAT. And so they may not approve this contract that would administer the SHSAT next fall. This would jeopardize the specialized high schools from being able to admit a freshman class in 2026. But parents and students hear such a bogus argument, and it smacks of the bigotry of low expectations. Students are using technology in their classrooms every day, and it is absolutely the way forward and will prepare them for a digital world ahead. I also want to highlight the recent remarks made by New York State Congressman Richie Torres because they get to the heart of the matter. Parents and kids are tired of politicalization of these 8 specialized schools. When the PEP oversees 1,500 schools system-wide, there is a sick obsession with trying to divide New Yorkers over these schools, when in reality, all parents and students want a high-quality education close to home with predictable and transparent admission policies. The PEP's attempt to tear down and destroy specialized high schools by not immediately approving the SHSAT contract does nothing to improve the struggling schools throughout the system. Instead of destroying what is working, leaders should be focused on improving the academic standards and educational outcomes for the 50% of New York City students who are below grade level.
That's right.
The SHSAT test is not the problem. It is rather a thermometer that reveals the illness of the system. We parents want leaders who will implement policy to solve educational problems, not ideological activists with their own agendas trying to create new problems. Former Chancellor Banks had it right to focus on improving literacy skills with New York City Reads initiative. There is still much work to be done, especially in the elementary and middle school years, to improve the outcomes in math as well. If elected leaders spent more energy strengthening professional development of teachers and improving curricula for students, instead of trying to tear down successful schools, all New York City students would benefit. So my message to Mayor Adams, the borough presidents, and the PEP appointees is simple. Please immediately approve the SHSAT contract. Stop playing political games with the lives and futures of 30,000 public school students who are relying on this test next fall. New York City families want predictability and stability in the high school process. It is hard enough as it is, and New York City students have had enough disruption to their education in their last 5 years. Place NYC's open letter has over 4,000 parents and counting signing on to urge the PEP to pass the SHSAT contract without delay or disruption. New York City kids, many of whom are first-generation immigrants that are relying on the SHSAT as their means to a brighter future and a pathway to achieving the American dream, are imploring you to vote yes on the SHSAT contract next week. Please do not take away this opportunity from thousands of public school students that just want the chance to succeed. Thank you.
Test is the law. Test is the law.
Test is the law.
Test is the law.
Test is the law.
Test is the law.
Test is the law.
Thank you, Lisa. And the next, let's welcome a representative from Brooklyn Taxpayers Association, Vito Labella.
Thank you everybody. I represent today, I stand here as a member of the executive board of Brooklyn Taxpayers Association. We have a diverse executive board, African American, Hispanic American, Asian American, white American. And we together yesterday, we had a meeting and all of us support the continuation of this exam. I have been fighting this fight since 2018, since Carranza came to a school and said, oh, nobody owns these schools. And the undercut, yes, that's where we started 6 years ago, and we're still fighting the test. We're still fighting these schools. And the undercurrent is really an attack on the Asian community. Because you don't hear the kind of rhetoric against any other community except the Asian community.
Yes.
And it's not right. We all work hard. These kids succeed. These kids have so much effort that they put in, and to take it away from them because of how they look or where they come from isn't right, and we should not stand for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vito. Next, let's welcome Evan Ken from heaven? Okay. From Ground Science. From Ground Science, please. Okay, sorry.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Ivan Khan. I'm a lifelong Bangladeshi New Yorker, and I'm a graduate of the Bronx High School of Science. The tragic truth is that the city of New York is failing more than 50% of our children in ELA and math from grade 3 all the way to grade 8. When you look at those numbers for the most vulnerable communities in our city, new immigrants, black students, Latin students, those numbers are appalling, 25 to 50%. Politicians in these chambers are trying to hide the fact that the city of New York continuously fails our children. As an educator for 30 years and a father of 2, I stand with all of our colleagues here in demanding the PEP to stop playing these political games, to not follow these rogue tactics, and to ensure that every single New York City child has a chance at a great education. This city's high school system is chaos. The lottery admissions is crap. Children are traveling from eastern Queens all the way to the deep parts of Brooklyn because of lottery matches and admissions. It's far gone long enough. We need this contract to pass right away. We need to restore stability and balance to the lives of hard-working New York parents and students. Move it along, leave the politics for your mayoral races, and let's get back to the classrooms.
Thank you. Next, let's welcome community activist Phil Wong. Okay, please, Phil.
Okay, I'm Wei Chen. I'm the founding president of the Chinese American Citizen Alliance of Greater New York. And we've been fighting this for years, because we knew that this affects all the Chinese, but not just the Chinese. It's not just about immigrants. It's not just about what the American dream is about. It is about merit. It is about taking our best students and making them serve this world, not just the city, not just themselves, but the entire world. And I'm going to say it's 15 Nobel Prize winners. Folks, it's 15, not 14. 15, wow. 15 all in the sciences. Not something that many countries can even claim to do. But what has happened here is that we have people who are trying to fool around with the politics. We saw what happened to Gifted and Talented. Gifted and Talented was doing fine. There was a test. What did they do? They didn't pass the contract for the test. And so it disappeared. The Gifted and Talented programs disappeared and had to be resurrected again. But I think that we should stop the politicization, we should stop the racialization, and focus on what really matters. It's not time for DEI of division, of exclusion and intolerance.
Right.
It is time for MEI, merit, excellence, and intelligence. For whatever level we have, we want to work on it for every child here in the city, and above that, to focus on our very top so that we can serve this city and this nation and this world. Thank you very much.
Yay! Thank you. Next, let's welcome a representative from CEC 28, Mr. Zhao Lu.
I have thank you to be here in this cold day. I'm come from CEC District 28. We are kind of a very diverse district and in the center of the debate a couple years ago for a lot of similar issues. And I recently raised a resolution to support pass the she said exam contract. And there was a big debate. There was some people are against it. It didn't pass by one vote. And the debate was, the normal rhetoric is, it's for the privileged people, right? The privileged people can take the test forever and they can do better. Now, let me tell you what are those privileged people, right? I come from a immigrant community and know too many of them, too well of them, right? Those people are new immigrants. They don't speak English at home. They usually working in the service industry, like nail salon, restaurant, or laundromat, and their peak hour are usually the after school hour. So where put their kids? How do they take care of kids? They usually put them in the after school program. Yes, it's paid, but really cheap, because that's the only way they can handle this, right? So those kids are in the classroom. I've been those places, in the classroom, like one tutor facing 20 students. That one tutor usually just a high school student. Yeah, that's the kind of a privilege we're talking about. They just make sure they do their homework, do their work from very early age, not just prepare for the test. They want their students work hard all the way from elementary school to middle school, so they can ready for the test, right? So this is the privileged people are talking about. Now you are saying there are too many of them, and their privilege, they don't deserve to be there. And how do they feel? They feel betrayal. They feel attacked. That's all the problem. You're picking a fight between underprivileged, the poor people, to another group of underprivileged poor people. This is really wrong. This is what's happening in today's politics, and this is what's wrong in today's politics. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey. Next, let's welcome Charlie Maruska from Coalition EDU.
Hi. We know the specialized high schools work. We all know that. We know the SHSAT is objective and merit-based. We know these schools have benefited the children for years, and that's why they want to destroy it. We see it in 2014. That's when we started this fight. When de Blasio got into office, one of the first things he did was go after the SHSAT. But the parents got together and we beat him. Yeah. But then Carranza came in. He came here to our city and he brought his warped, racist ideology and he tried to destroy the SHSAT. But we beat him. Yeah. What happened since then? They focused on other things. They destroyed gifted and talented. They went there and they watered down the state test. We've seen rapid grade fraud. What do we see in our classrooms? We see propaganda, critical race theory and DEI, and academics are pushed aside. And now, what do we hear? They want to get rid of the regents. What do we want to do? We want to just give everybody a certificate of showing up and give them diplomas. And that's wrong. We need to teach our kids to work hard and excel. Yes. We got to bring back in our schools. We got to focus on academics. We got to bring back merit. We got to bring back excellence. And we got to keep the SHSAT. Pass the test. Keep 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 the test! Keep the test!
Last but not least, let's welcome our community activist, Bernard Cho.
Hi, I'm Bernie Chow. I'm here for Dover Association. Our whole club, our whole association is made out of immigrants, and all the parents just want their kids to study hard, to have a good future. For a city to go better, we need a high standard. Specialized high school is our high standard on education, and specialized high school exam, SHSAT, is the one that keep the merit base for these schools. We can see that so many things got passed overnight, and I don't understand why something that we've been fighting for 7 years, 7 more years, that have to hold for just a few $1 million. We spend billions of dollars on something that we don't even know about, but then we cannot spend a few $1 million just to keep a merit-based exam for our children. So please, our mayors, all the elected officials, please come together and understand we have a whole block of people who care about this exam, and we want this exam to be here, and we want that contract to be passed. Thank you.
You want to say a few words?
If they postpone the vote next week again, or they are not renew the contract, so what you guys going to do?
Anybody want to chip in?
They have to pass a contract. If they don't pass the contract, that's against the law. Because state mandate, they should have the test. But if they don't have the test, no company handle the test, then they don't have the test. It's against the law. We're going to sue them.
How about if they postpone it again? I mean,
they cannot. Otherwise, we're going to sue them.
Against the law.
Yeah.
Against the law.
Bring a lawsuit.
The test
Okay.
is the law.
The test is the law! The test is the law! The test is the law!
The test is the law.
The test is the law!
At the end, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Today we have elected officials, especially thank our New York City Council Common Sense Caucus. Yes, we have elected officials from both sides of the aisle.
Yes.
Having a right education system is not about Democratic Party or Republican Party. It's about the future of this country and the future of many, many kids. Let's do the right thing. Pass the contract.
Pass the contract.
Thank you very much.
Pass the contract.
Pass the contract.